Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rise of Industry. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to go ahead and wrap up the series here. So in between episodes, I went ahead and kind of micromanaged the factories over here that were producing the pre-made dinners, and so we deleted a few of them. We've also changed some of their timing to be either slower or faster. So like these guys at the end of the line here, the chicken dinner, the main one that goes to the factory, we have that one set to 200%. So we make a chicken dinner every 90 days, and then everything else is kind of leveled out to go ahead and meet the demand of those two factories so that these two guys can go ahead and meet the factory demands of the main three here. So with these little buildings here, we're actually able to supply the three of these factories with enough stuff to constantly be making those pre-made dinners. So that's how we managed to go ahead and get a ton of money here. So if one of these doesn't get supplied, then we're losing money because we have these cranked up to 200%. So we need to go ahead and supply these with $2.5 million of upkeep, which I think is monthly. And it takes us like 4 months, I think, to go ahead and turn out one of these chicken dinners. So that's, I think, 10 million, right? Or yeah, it should be like 10 million of upkeep costs that we need to cover to go ahead and run one of these companies or one of these factories until we get a product out the door. So right now what happens is we get into a losing spree here where we aren't making any money. It tells us that we're losing money, but then these guys go ahead and finish their stuff and they go to the showroom, and then we can only sell one of these every 15 days. So we end up making 35 mil, and then we have to sit on it for 15 days. Then we make another 35 on top of that, and then sit on it for 15 more days, and then make another 35 on top of that. So we're still making a bunch of money. It's just not fast enough to kind of offset our upkeep cost throughout the construction or throughout the processing time that it takes for us to make those. I also went ahead and cleared out some of our farms as well. We didn't really need all of them. I think I could maybe even get away with deleting one more orange field as well, but I kind of just left it alone for right now because I don't really want to risk running out of oranges and then not producing the orange juice, and then we don't have the oranges going into this thing and then have a whole little cascading effect of losing stuff that we don't need. So pretty much I didn't change anything else after that, I believe. I deleted the rail because the rail was pretty much pointless. I still don't know why they go down the wrong track every now and again. I think it's just how the trains work on here. I don't know why they're able to make that turn here. It's like a really, really sharp turn, and they're somehow able to make it coming out of the depot here. But I mean, it is what it is. I can't change that anyway that I can think of, at least, to not have them take this track. And yeah, I don't know why they're just deciding to do that. Maybe it's a quicker track going on the inner one and it's doing the quickest route. I'm not too sure here. But what we're going to go ahead and do right now, since we have so much money, is we're going to go ahead and try and buy our stocks out from our competitor here. And now we have to pay 32 million a stock. I don't know if that price is going to change as we go down the line here, because right now we're currently worth 320 million. We have completely surpassed the computers here. So we got 146 million on the secondary company, and then the main company that owns our stock is only worth 150 million. So we can go ahead and buy their stocks. This guy's only worth 15 million and the other one's only 14 million. We can go ahead and buy out this company and not even worry about buying our stocks back from them, because they would have to buy all of our stuff to, I guess, take over our company. So let's go ahead and try that first. We need to make sure that we keep around 30 million or so in our bank to go ahead and keep these companies running, or these little factories running, or else we run into a bankruptcy thing where we have to keep taking out that $5 million loan and then paying it back and then taking it out and paying it back over and over again just to kind of get things rolling, is how we got the money coming in basically. So let's go ahead and see how many stocks we can actually buy of this company. It was 15 million, it went up 1 million, so we might not be able to buy the entire thing here. 18 million, 19 million. So it's only going up a little bit here. I think that just made a $2 million jump, and that made another $1 million jump. We're at 268 million. We should be fine doing this. Yeah, let's buy the last two here. It's only 28 million. We should have plenty enough money in our bank account to go ahead and buy this guy. Do you want to demolish all of the newly acquired company buildings? If we do that, what happens? We don't get any income from them, right? And that's kind of why we wanted to go ahead and buy them. But it's also going to throw a ton of money in our account, and that might mean we can go ahead and buy the other company as well right now. Let me just go ahead and hold on to the company buildings, and we'll see if our income increases or if we start taking a big loss in our income. And then I'll just have to go ahead and manually delete all the buildings here. But now we own this company, right? So yeah, they don't even exist anymore. They're not on the listing anymore. Our stock market pricing didn't increase. So those guys owned a bunch of buildings. Are these all my buildings now? They are indeed. Okay, so we now have the ability to trade within Munville. I think we can trade in Ketchum. Oh, no, that's not Ketchum. This is Barton Creek. We can trade in Barton Creek. We don't have Ketchum yet. And where's the other place? This place over here, Salem Heights. Okay, so we have 3 more places with us. So we increased our permits to 4. So now we own those other areas. And we also inherited all of their factories, but that didn't change our pricing though, which is a little weird. So let me actually really quickly take a look at some of these places because a lot of them are full. This guy's full of water. The computer just has way more water in this area than it needs, unless they have little routes and stuff set up to take water elsewhere to feed maybe filtration things. No, they don't have anything. It's just for the crops, and the computer definitely doesn't need, what is that, like 9 water mills for this, or water pumps. And then it has just a ton of lumber mills. How is our budget looking? Is that going to be a good number? We are making 8 million. We're losing 20 million. You know what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually delete everything that we don't want right now. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these farms and all of the water things because I don't know what this town wants. And we can just go ahead and maybe set up our own stuff if we're not able to go ahead and buy out the other company right now. So let me just go ahead and really quickly delete all of the buildings and stuff that are in these towns to go ahead and just make whatever money we make from clearing them, basically. Okay, so I went ahead and cleared out the factories here. I don't know if all of this pollution is going to go ahead and clear itself up, or if I need to go ahead and run some of the pollution buildings to go ahead and clean it. But we'll go ahead and see here in a second. We should only need about 150 million, I think, and we can go ahead and buy the other company as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start that process because I think we're starting to sell some more of these guys right now. So we should be able to go ahead and go up another 80 to 100 million here in a second. So let me go ahead and just start clicking through and buying these guys out. And I think they're also jumping 1 to 2 million per purchase here. Oh, they're actually 20 million now. We should still be kind of okay. We're at 230 million. This is going to be 21 million. We're back up to 200 million there. Okay, so let's buy a couple more. We're at 167 million. Do we want to spend 40, almost 60 million doing this? Let's go ahead and go for it. And there we go. We own the other company as well. I'm going to go ahead and just automatically delete all the other buildings so I don't have to go through and manually delete them again. And there we go. We just have a whole bunch of roads just hanging out in the towns now that don't have any more buildings on them. That boosted us back up to 196 million, which is pretty good. We have no other companies competing with us anymore, and we actually lost value in our company. We were at 350, and now we're back down to 270. I don't know why. I don't know why we dropped money like that. I didn't delete any of our own buildings, so maybe it was counting the other guy's thing into our total? Maybe? I could have sworn I was at 320 million before I bought the first company, but I guess not. Let me go ahead and clean up all these roads and stuff so it doesn't look all janky with roads that do nothing here. All right, now all the roads are cleared out and all the pollution cleaned up itself as well. So that's kind of cool that it does it over time too. So before we go ahead and wrap up, really quickly here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is stop selling the chicken eggs and stuff to the state. So we're going to go ahead and take the chicken eggs that we're producing in our chicken farm, and we are going to go ahead and have them go all the way over here to Moundville because they want chicken eggs, and we will go ahead and sell them the chicken eggs. And then we can also sell them the beef. So let's go ahead and toggle these guys to sell the beef over to them. So these guys can sell it to these guys. And then the other farm can also do that as well. I need to go ahead and look for a town that wants milk. I don't know if anybody wanted milk. I forgot that was one of the things we were producing, so I didn't even look for that. But Moundville wants both of those items, so those will go ahead and make us some cash. And let me go ahead and look through the shop overview thing here and see if anybody wanted milk. All right, so the only place that wants milk is going to be Barton Creek, and I think Barton Creek was on the left side of the map here. Barton Creek, there it is, right here. So these guys want milk, and they're the only ones that want milk. They'll pay 9 grand for the milk here, so that's pretty good. We can go ahead and change the other one over to that as well, and I think that's all the stuff we're producing actually being sold to somebody now. And then we can go ahead and toggle the overlay for stuff, and we can go ahead and start importing coal from this place instead of buying it from the state. So we can do it like that. And is there anything else that we need to bring in from out of state here or out of the region? I don't think there is to go ahead and meet the demand for the stuff over here. Although, is it really worth setting up an industry to run like 5 coal out of? I don't think it is. So I'm not going to do that actually, because yeah, that might be wasting a little bit more money than we should be. Just getting a little coal factory up and going just to produce coal for this one building might not be really all that worth it. Okay, so before we actually wrap up right now, one thing I didn't really mess with during this series here is our headquarters. We can actually swap our headquarters over to something else if we wanted to. So the first one here gives us a 5% bonus to a specific industry, and then it also takes away 2.5% on the rival industries here. And then the ones on the bottom here increase it by 10% and decrease it by 5%. So what I want to go ahead and do is see what industry the pre-made dinner stuff is on. We can go ahead and check that by using the tech tree, and it's under the prototype one. So I don't think we actually have a boost toward that. So the next best thing that we can do is going to be the light industry, because that's where we make most of our money right now. Or not most of our money. That's the only industry we actually have up and running. That's the one that makes the napkins, the t-shirts, the pants and stuff like that. That's what that industry is. So this is going to give us a 10% boost in the light industry thing. So that's going to increase our profits and decrease our profits in the other 2 items. But we're not really making those items. We're not making rural stuff that we sell, which I think is going to be the fruits and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be all the produce stuff. And the only produce stuff that we're selling is going to be actually nothing in this tech tree is what we're selling. We don't sell any of this to the town. We use this for the crafting recipes for the dinner. That's it. And then the livestock is pretty much the same. We only sell we don't even sell the leather to the town anymore. We don't sell any of this stuff to the town either. And then the drinks as well. We don't sell any of the drinks to the town. So yeah, we don't get any boost out of that. We don't sell any of the home goods stuff either to the town. Or actually we do. We sell the buttons and the copper cable and the piping. So yeah, we have 2 of them being produced in here. We have one of the things being produced here. So that's the only one we have the 10% increase unlocked for anyways. What do we need this thing? We need 2 more unlocks in the heavy industry and 2 more unlocks in the rural one. Okay, so that stuff's doable. I'm going to go ahead and just buy this one. I'll go ahead and research the other 2 things in these tech trees to go ahead and unlock those buildings as well in case we want to switch to them. But let's go ahead and swap on over to the other industry or the other headquarters here. It's going to change the building here. And now we're going to get a 10% boost in all of the stuff that we're selling for the textile industry at least. So if we go over to, that's the wrong menu here, we go over to this and we go to that, we should see these things selling for more. Although we're not, oh, you know what? It's a downward arrow. Okay, these usually sell for about 100,000, and I guess they don't really need them right now because we have so many being produced. It's driving down the price. But the t-shirts are selling for 125,000, and I think those were only selling for like 105-ish, I think, or close to it, like a low 100,000, I think. So that's pretty good that we're making 126 on those right now. That's pretty good. The price for the napkins is about to start going up again as well, so that's nice. Okay, so now we have the other stuff researched in the trees to go ahead and build these ones instead of the one that we just swapped out to, which we're not going to go ahead and change. Again, there's really not a point to doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it with the industry one that we selected already. And if we take a look back over here, the pricing is pretty much the same. So swapping it over probably would have been beneficial like early game, or just kind of if we went all in on that one industry to get a bonus in the sell prices for things, what probably would have been good. One of the things I just realized is we're not actually able to keep up with 3 of these factories. We're starting to have one of them constantly offline, and I think that's because we had enough backlog in these buildings to actually support 3 of them for a little while, and now they're kind of out of the backlog and starting to run how they're supposed to run, which is they're only running every time this place needs food, and then it shuts down. So I'm going to delete one of those eventually. We don't need to right now because we're not running into any money issues. We're just raking in the money right now. But I think that's actually going to go ahead and be it for today's episode and the series here. Hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.